Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. Sports and youth development are among the advocacies of a party-list group, believing these causes help promote discipline and leadership skills. In the last 3 terms of the One PACMAN in Congress, it has provided thousands of scholarships and trainings to the youth sector as part of public service. Given another opportunity to serve the next generation of One PACMAN's public servants, vow to continue and expand their programs to ensure the country's progress. Let's get on point with the first nominee of One PACMAN party list, Milka Romero. Milka, good to see you in person and meet you. Thank you for coming over.
Thank you for having me, Ma'am Pinky, and everyone watching on Point.
You seem to be quite excited with this new role that you might be having to undertake. But let's just talk about One PACMAN first, because I don't think a lot of people really know what One PACMAN means. It's One Patriotic Coalition of Marginalized Nationals. It first won a seat in 2016. Your father was the first nominee and continues to be congressman to this day, but
Yes.
he is ending his term.
Yes.
Hence, Milka comes in.
Yes.
What made you decide to take a shot at politics?
Of course, right now is the best time for the new generation, the new set of leaders to lead our country. It's a big honor and privilege to be the first nominee of One PACMAN, wherein over 9 years we've served already in Congress, and I've learned from the best mentor there is, which is my father. And we were able to really work on what is needed and listen to what the marginalized, as you know, as a party list, we are representing a sector. And we chose, of course, still poverty alleviation, but of course, still pushing on sports and youth, because we believe that that would help also in our push for poverty
and
alleviation.
when you talk about sports, Milka here is an athlete. You were a football player. You have a passion for football. You are the captain of your team
Yes.
in Poveda also.
And Ateneo.
And Ateneo.
Yes.
So captain of the team ka
Yes,
in
po.
both schools. Tell us more about what being an athlete and being a captain of the team kind of like helped or mold you into the track that you're taking or the direction you're taking right now into politics?
Until now, actually, at 31 years old, I'm very much living an active and healthy lifestyle. I believe that it's really important that even if after our youth days, to keep this healthy lifestyle. And over 20 years, I've been playing football, and now I'm owner of a football team and a volleyball team as well. So now it's time to give back and promote this to the new or the younger generation after me.
Why did you decide to do that? Because I know that you and your sister, her name is Mandy,
Yes.
own a volleyball team, own and manage a volleyball team. It's 2 sisters owning and managing this. What were your respective roles, and why did you decide to venture into this?
Yes. First, our push for women in sports is really important for us. As I mentioned, I myself experienced the trials of being not only a woman but an athlete here in the Philippines, and I see that there's a great lack for funding, for programs, as well as just the support. But now we see how big women, the potential of us to excel through sports and through Olympics, tennis as well, and even local. That's why we were able to get a franchise in the PVL.
I see. And apart from that, apart from being an athlete and owning a volleyball team, I didn't know you also managed a football team.
Yes,
So
just this year also.
Ah, okay. So you really have your hands full. And then, also to those who might not know, she's also in the F&B business. This is what I read. Do you have about 12 ventures? Would that be correct?
Yeah, it's a passion project in the restaurant industry. But of course, once you put your passion and dedication, it just grew. now over 10 years in F&B, I put that aside and do a new service, which is public service.
Okay, so you're setting that aside.
Yes,
So,
yes.
but wasn't your mom also into the F&B business?
course,
Okay.
yes.
So now, ginawa mo na lahat, athlete, F&B, and then now, after that, you're gonna go into politics. In everything that has happened to she's 31 years old. In all your years as an athlete, as a business owner of a volleyball team, a football team, and venturing into the F&B business, why do you think politics is for you?
Of course, the higher purpose is there. I always achieve to what I learn in different industries. How can I put it in this next chapter? And really, my parents have given opportunity for us in different avenues, but making this mark for myself and giving back, like I mentioned, to the women and girls out there is something that my sister and I really long to in the long-term advocacy of ours.
And when your dad was in, or is still rather in politics, when he was campaigning, sumasama ka ba nun?
Yes, of course.
And you liked it?
Yes.
You enjoyed it?
Even in our foundation, we were the hosts. We were giving, talking to the kids. So it was something that was instilled to us at a very young age, and I'm very lucky to have that experience growing up.
Tell me about your campaign now. Sumasama ka dati sa daddy mo. Ngayon, ikaw nang humaharap. Because there were even some videos I saw during my research that you were also being asked to be a guest speaker of certain athletic competitions or school campuses. Tell us more about that.
Over the past year, we've been amplifying our voice and advocacy as one PACMAN party list, especially to the youth, as it really resonates the need to have a healthier lifestyle. You know, everyone's on their phone after COVID as well, connecting to the community. And this is something that I saw that people are yearning, not just for the privileged, but the marginalized as well.
We're going to talk about more of the track or the bills even that Milka can possibly instill or put together in Congress if she makes it as a first nominee, the first nominee of one PACMAN party list. We'll be taking a very short break. This is On Point. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching On Point, still with us, the first nominee of one PACMAN party list, Milka Romero. Now let's talk about the advocacies and priorities of the party list group. If you make it, what are the first possible bills that you plan to file in Congress?
Yes. So, Ma'am Pinky, we are the only party list really that actively advocates on sports and youth development. Our pillars focuses on kalusugan, kabataan of course, and kabuhayan. Most especially kalusugan po. So, with nutrition, we believe that we need to strengthen the youth today, not just physically, mentally, but just the nutrition, you know, what they eat. And we believe that there's still a lack of, or a decline rather, of malnutrition, increase in malnutrition and the lack of nutrition. So we want to push on more feeding programs, more budget with DepEd, and general lifestyle mindset for our population.
Interesting that you say that. There are a number, I think it was Senator Grace Poe also who was into number one, well, feeding programs because of the formative years, no, of, I guess, infants to the time, from the time they are born to their developing years. It's part and parcel, of course, of having a good physical and mental strength of an individual. How do you intend to do this? I know that you said you would partner with, did you say the DepEd?
Yes.
Okay.
So, of course, we
But
would...
it's still feeding programs, ganun ba yan?
Yes. I mean, the basic necessity is still needed. It's alarming that people cannot access, or the children rather, cannot access to their daily nutrition value. So we want, and to reach them the quickest is, of course, through the schools and partnering with them. Of course, even we were also the principal author of the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, which focuses on the cash, conditional cash transfer to people who need basic essential needs. So this is really important that they're able to purchase food for their family and then, of course, bring their children to school.
So kalusugan is the first one.
Yes.
And then the next one is?
Of course, kabataan. We
Kabataan.
want to empower more youth. No, with technology today, it's definitely faster to give proper trainings and education and used properly. Education technology is a really important tool that we can, as one PACMAN, want to advocate for that the youth can use.
And then the third one?
And lastly is kabuhayan. Of course, we want to have a long-term program and help the children to collegiate levels to successfully having and providing for their family in the future. So this start to finish kind of advocacy for our constituents is really important. And first and foremost is strengthening them physically.
The one PACMAN filed about, was it filed or passed? More than 130
Yes.
bills. And were there gaps there that you saw, or at least bills that you felt needed to get stronger or strengthen those bills in order to address the priorities you have compared to your father?
Definitely with the 145 bills that we've passed, there are notable ones. Like I mentioned, the 4Ps,
Yeah.
the Magna Carta for the poor. So having those as our basis for the next Congress, definitely this is bills that I would want to further strengthen. Because what good is a law or a bill passed if we don't use it and execute? And although that's not the job of a congressman already, but to implement and further amplify for the represented is very important.
Right. But is the youth actually really, let's say, resonating with the action and mindset formula that is being espoused or taken up by one PACMAN?
Definitely, there's more to do. We've given already 30,000 scholarships. We want to target it more for sports athletes as well. And we were also the principal author of the National Academy of Sports, which is right now in Clark, Pampanga. So if we were able to duplicate that, that's a law that is already in place. And amplifying that is the perfect law that aligns, and that's written by my father. And hopefully I can duplicate that in different regions. I'm very excited to continue.
Yeah, complements who you are and
Yes.
what you've been through as a teenager growing up. Tell us more about that National Academy of Sports.
Yes, so it's newly institutionalized. Definitely, it's difficult for people from Visayas and Mindanao to fly all the way to Luzon. And we want to still ignite that in different regions. And right now, they're popular with badminton, swimming, but there's still other sports that we haven't, that's not yet in the program.
I see. What are the important sports you think that need to be instilled more in the minds and the minds of the youth? Kasi for the most part, pag sinasabing Filipino, ano yan eh, basketball, hindi ba?
Yes.
Of course, now, obviously, boxing because of Manny Pacquiao, gymnastics because of Carlos Yulo. But what are the other sports you think are necessary for the youth now?
As I've been going around the Philippines, talagang mainit yung urge for more youth to be highlighted through sports. Actually, we have weightlifting, taekwondo, marami na tayong champions, cycling even. So these are sports that don't require height, but of course the role of one PACMAN is to make us stronger. So as we go there, we also want to excel on other sports that may not require height, being so tall, but speed, agility, fencing as well. One of our great supporters, our Olympian, si Maxine Esteban, helps us a lot because they believe that a lot of athletes believe that one PACMAN can be the voice in Congress for professional athletes as well.
But I guess one of the challenges you might have to face, Milka, if you make it, is funding. How do you intend to generate funds in order to help the youth, I guess, strengthen and empower them through funding, the right kind of funding?
Right. So again, in Congress, a party list represents a sector. So the stronger we are united, the more, of course, there's a focal point or a priority in our funding. And that's something that I strive and I'm very much honored to represent in the House of Representatives.
Okay. Apart from that, let's say the youth and sports, what other bills are you looking at to file in the event that you make it?
Yes. I want to be part of of course, the Committee on Poverty Alleviation, as my father is currently the chairman. And I want to continue that legacy by creating more pro-poor programs wherein we can activate and really instill to LGUs or local government units that they need to create programs to include more job-generating projects. So nagagawa na po ng One PACMAN yun, but we want to have more. And the past Congress, that was more created more by One PACMAN.
I think, Milka, it's important that you actually said that the kind of yung ugnayan dapat, someone like you, for example, who will sit, given the opportunity as a member of the House of Representatives, na makipag-ugnayan talaga sa mga LGU. Is there a particular LGU that you are focusing on? Kasi ang hirap, napakarami din namang LGU. How do you intend to do this?
Of course, it's a difficult task because with a party list or a congressman, a sectoral congressman, different from a district congressman, we serve the whole Philippines, no? But those who resonate to our advocacies, let's say sports alone or youth, then we would want to partner with them because we believe that, again, our voice and our advocacy gets stronger if a lot of LGUs actually use these laws.
Right.
So we have partnership here in Manila, Binyan, Visayas, we have Bohol. So it's a lot of noise that we are able to create just with sports and youth alone. So what more on poverty alleviation, what more on education, and we have that responsibility to reach different sectors, and what more for women as well.
Right. It's also important, you mentioned a while ago that you've seen the youth always on their phone. Well, everyone actually, but more importantly, the youth. That is something that I'm sure a lot of parents would also like to change because if they're engaged in sports, possibly the use of cell phones or getting a little bit addicted to your cell phone, pwedeng mawala yun. What are the ways by which you think this can be done?
Yes.
Focus more on your health, your physical health rather than...
Actually, one example, concretely, is having maybe weekends wherein there's road closure for LGUs. To have one of the laws that I would want to pass first is weekend car free. No, so public main areas could have no cars so that people can, and that's what's happening in Makati.
Yeah, they do that there, yeah.
And I myself, I appreciate that because you end up having a new place to hang out with your friends, to walk instead of, just on your phone. So
riding your car all the time also, yeah.
That small change alone can give a different mindset to not just the younger generation, but the buong Pilipinas.
Yeah, you must be really excited. I mean, if you do win, pag-upo mo, and obviously this is something that will make you as an individual proud, and I'm sure your family as well.
Definitely, and it's a responsibility for my generation, for the legacy that One PACMAN has continued to do, and the people who voted for us as well.
In the past, how many nominees have you had? Has it been two?
Yes, two consecutive elections. We've had 2 seats, and we aim to get 2 seats as well, God willing.
And the second nominee is?
We have Bobby Pacquiao from General Santos, and they've been doing great strides in Mindanao region.
And maybe as a last note, just going around, how's the campaign been for you? How do you feel about it?
Of course, I'm very excited. Last 5 days na lang po. And we won't know until May 12. But with everything that we've put out there as one PACMAN party list, giving our advocacy on sports and youth development, and showing that we are young leaders that actually have experience can move. I'm very excited for this coming elections.
And if that is so, someone like you being a representative for the youth, sports and youth development, is there a particular committee, I guess, that you would want to be a part of in Congress?
There's actually a sports and youth committee.
Committee on
That's
Sports
one of
and
them.
Youth.
And as mentioned, the Committee on Poverty Alleviation is something that my father has really continued as the chairman. I'm very proud of to be part, hopefully. And maybe education or food and agriculture, as I am very much equipped with the knowledge in food and agriculture.
Can we just dive there quickly? Yung school, education rather. Tell us more about that quickly.
Of course, we've also written the Free Tuition Act. Kaya the tertiary level gets scholarships. So I'd want to help much because with DepEd, sports is actually also under the Pambansang Palaro, is under DepEd. So being able to be part of the sports and educational committees is very something that I'm eyeing for.
Yung Pambansang Palaro, is that something that needs to be siguro espoused more or strengthened more? Yeah.
I myself experienced that. And for a time, they took it out and put it back in. And there's other like uni games. This gives not just the more competitiveness per region, but camaraderie. Now you get to know the culture, you get to know, this is what sports brings. You may be in the grassroots level you're trying or a professional level, but all in all, with sports, it's able to give better kalusugan and character development as well.
Absolutely. Yan naman ang daming binibigay na siguro magandang attributes, no?
Definitely.
For athletes that they can actually apply later on in life. Thank you so much, Milka. Of course, we wish you luck. And in case you make it, we wish to speak to you again.
Definitely. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much to the first nominee of One PACMAN party list, Milka Romero. And that's On Point. Join us again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.